Level 1, the spark.
It's 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Your bank account holds exactly $14.80, a number that dictates the speed of your walk and the depth of your breath. You're scrolling through YouTube when a video catches your eye. Someone talking about passive income and compound interest. You don't understand half the jargon, but the hook is set. You buy your first share of a dividend stock. A week later, a notification pings. A dividend of 0.12 cents has been credited to your account. It won't even buy a pack of gum, but your heart races as if you found gold. For the first time, you see money working for you while you sleep. The kid who only looked at the numbers on the right side of the menu suddenly imagines himself as a capitalist. That single thought is the most expensive thing you'll ever own.
Level 2, the analyst. You aren't just a saver anymore, you're an analyst. You spend hours hunting for companies paying 15 or 20% yields, chasing the high-yield threads on forums. You believe the answer is hidden in a spreadsheet or a guru's list. Then, the first market correction hits. You watch as that high-yield company drops 30% in value, wiping out years of dividends in a single afternoon. You realize the market doesn't care about your retirement dreams or your Excel projections. You've learned your first lesson. There is no free lunch in the market, only well-hidden risks. Level 3, the discipline. Around month 10, the initial fire dies out and is replaced by a heavy, boring discipline. You stop looking for miracle stocks and focus on the unglamorous giants that have paid dividends for 50 years. You realize that your salary is a drug provided by your employer to make you forget your dreams. Every month, before you pay rent, you buy your future. Your friends are at brunch talking about what they bought. You're in your quiet apartment talking about what you built. They think you're obsessed with work, but they don't see that you're simply paying the installment for your freedom. Level 4, the snap. Your net worth crosses the $250,000 mark. It's a strange, quiet number. Too much to spend, but too little to retire. You wake up on a Saturday and realize your portfolio grew by more in your sleep than you made in a month at your first job. The link between hours worked and dollars earned has finally snapped. You stop telling people about your wins. When you talk about dividend raises, people look at you with a mix of suspicion and envy. You become a financial ghost, driving a 5-year-old car and wearing plain clothes. You realize that privacy is the ultimate luxury. The Level 5 expert. Your life has completely reorganized itself around the market's cycles. You've stopped drinking, and you optimize your sleep not for wellness, but because data shows a direct correlation between your physical state and your decision quality. At social events, when people ask what you do, you just smile and say consulting. If you tried to explain risk-adjusted returns or liquidity sweeps, their eyes would glaze over. The loneliness of expertise is a price you didn't expect to pay. Real wealth isn't about the car, it's about the hours you own. Level 6, the Mirage. It happens on a random Tuesday. You refresh the screen, and the comma moves. 1 million. You expected a surge of adrenaline, but instead there's just a heavy, cold realization. $1 million at a 4% yield is only $40,000 a year after taxes. That's not a king's life. It's just a safe life in a comfortable cage. You've reached the summit of the first mountain, only to see an entire range behind it. The goal wasn't the money. It was the identity you had to build to get here. Level 7, the architect. You no longer pick stocks. You position capital like a commander moves divisions on a map. The
The numbers dissociated somewhere around the $150,000 mark. You don't feel the actual value of the money anymore, only the percentage of overall exposure. This dissociation is a survival mechanism. You've realized that wealth isn't what you accumulate, it's the list of things you no longer have to do. You are no longer an operator, you are an architect of systems that fund other systems. Level 8, the institution. By the time you cross $30 million, you are no longer a person. You are an institution. You have trusts that will outlive your grandchildren and a family office that functions like a small government. You make decisions that your 23-year-old self would have found morally impossible, reviewing balance sheets while companies restructure and shed hundreds of jobs. You don't feel good or bad about it. The gap between your signature and its consequences has widened into a canyon. Energy is the only currency you have left that doesn't compound. Level 9, the apex. You are 62. Your office is quiet, for silence is where the best thinking happens. Your portfolio is the size of a mid-sized city, and you read the global economy like a sailor reads the horizon. You speak for 3 minutes in a board meeting, and the entire room recalibrates to your position. This is power at its most compressed. In the elevator, you see a 24-year-old with $14.80 in his account, putting back the expensive coffee for the store brand. You know he thinks this is a story about money. You know the machine doesn't care if he's ready. It only cares who shows up every morning without flinching. It always starts at $14.80, and for the ones who don't stop, it never truly ends. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next one.